The fusion of different cultures has greatly influenced the style of Jamaican architecture. From the Georgian Square of Spanish Town to the Rose Hall Great House to Devon House, this week on CAMEO, we take a look at architecture. Celebrated architect of Jamaica House, the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, Hedonism 2, Negril Cabins, and many more, Marvin D. Goodman of Marvin Goodman and Associates has won the Governor General's Award, the country's highest honor in architecture, more times than any other firm has.
I came to Jamaica just about in the time of independence. I had spent a couple of years in the U.S. Army, a good part of it in France, and I came to Jamaica for a few months to finish a hotel, which is now the Boscobel Beach Hotel. And then I liked the place, I liked the people. So, and I met some people and they said, listen, would you do a house for us? I said, all right. So I did a house, and then I did another house, and then I did some buildings, and then a Jamaican architect named Lloyd Shearer, whose half-brother became prime minister, asked me if I would join him in a competition for Jamaica House. So we won the competition, so we built Jamaica House. So things flowed from there, and various jobs. At that time, most of the jobs came, you knew somebody or they recommended you word of mouth. Now just about everything is by either a competition or you submit your qualifications, and so it's a little bit more difficult, but still it's about the same. This is Michael Lord, who's senior architect, knows everything, does everything, in charge of everything. There's a famous quotation. They asked a very famous architect, what's the most important thing in architecture? He said, is get the job. So part of it is getting the work, you know, finding means of getting a contract and designing a building. And there's many ways of doing it, and you have to keep up with the methods and procedures that are following. Well, the industry is, in terms of building, is fulfilling the needs of the people within budgets that people can afford. That goes with housing, that goes with hotels, and all of those things. There's obviously some that can be built at any price and they'll work, but in most cases, the budget is extremely important. So it's how to be able to develop buildings that can fit within the budget of what is effectively quite a poor country. There's a lot of opportunity, not only in architecture as a design, but in the whole field of building, whole field of project management, whole field of interior design, and then operation. All of those things are sort of a part and parcel of a building, even after you do the design. So there's a wide range of things, including graphic design. So there's a lot of opportunities. Well, I'm involved now with some very, very interesting projects, and they're becoming more complicated, which is what I like. In some cases, larger medical facilities, tourism, planning. So I'm involved with all of those, and part of that is you have to learn something. So as a practice, I usually go off to seminars or take short courses or certainly investigate and do research. So you have to learn to do it, because what you knew and what you learned 20, 30, 40 years ago, some of it applies still, but some of it doesn't. And there's new things on the market all the time. And you have to be, well, you have to be discerning to know that's just new, but it doesn't mean anything. But here's something that really that has to be incorporated. Like, for example, photovoltaics, creating your own energy, which I'm very much involved with. many years ago, not only in Jamaica, but all over the world, everything that was old was considered old. Get rid of it. And they wanted to do new things. A lot of new things are not as wonderful as some of the old things. Well, I think over the last 10, 15 years, there's been a recognition that some of those old people knew what they were doing. And a lot of the things that were in Jamaica worked better with the climate than some of the new things. So I think there's now a greater appreciation of what went before. And I think a lot of the people, including myself, when we're designing something, we look around, look at what worked before, what worked 150 years ago, before they had lights, before they had air conditioning, what made them comfortable, and try to incorporate those things in what we're doing. Harnessing the energy of the youth who are in abundance in Jamaica, becoming more and more well educated, more and more interested. They are very much with it, just like we all say, if you want to fix your computer, you go out in the street, find a 5-year-old, and he'll tell you how to fix your computer. And I think that goes in a way with just about everything. So there is I'm very encouraged. There is a new generation of Jamaicans that I see in just about every field, including architecture. That will be the way of the future, because whatever we think it's going to be, it probably will not be that way. And if it is, it's going to be a variation, so one has to be flexible. I would do several things. One, walk around and look at buildings, look at the nature, because she knows how to do it, and then start preparing yourself to go to the Caribbean School of Architecture, which is happily very, very selective, because the people who apply are very well grounded, and not only have they portfolios of drawings or things they've built. So, I would say, go up to the school, talk to the people there, ask them, what do I have to do? And then start preparing yourself by doing the things you need to do.